All right, y'all, it's a beautiful day out here on Lake Grapevine. The water's too cold for Texas fishing to be super great. Probably not going to catch a thing, but now we do have the opportunity to test out this Zebco 33. So is this a good rod and reel for a beginner? There's only one way to find out. Out here with the outdoor girl.
Hey.
I don't think we're going to find a thing, but we're going to try. She hadn't even taken the tag off.
Yeah.
We got to loosen up the drag. Make sure the fish can fight and pull a little line off.
Hey, here's the perfect spot.
Yeah, this ain't so bad. Let's try it. All right. All right, y'all, this is the Zebco 33. Brand new, even forgot to take the tag off the grip there. I got this because this is the most popular rod and reel combo in the United States. They sell a ton of these. And is it because they're good or because they're inexpensive? Probably because they're inexpensive, but we're gonna check it out and see how it goes. It's got a line weight from 6 to 14 pounds and a lure weight of 1/8 ounces up to 3/4 of an ounce. It's also 6 foot long and it's a medium power rod. Just a courtesy reminder, always carry a knife or pliers on you at all times. Them being in the car, them being in your tackle box 10-15 yards away is often not the best place for them. All right, this is a 1/8 ounce little brown rooster tail. It casts pretty well with 1/6, but I want to see how it does with an 1/8. Mind you, that's into the wind, but that's not bad. That'll catch you some fish right there. The Zebco 33 comes standard, as many rod and reels do, with 10-pound monofilament. That's honestly a little bit bigger than I like fishing line to be for something versatile. That'll pull a channel catfish out of the water, no problem. But I like 4- and 6-pound test because that allows us to catch crappie, both white and black crappie, as well as various types of sunfish. For little kids, and even for me, it's more fun to catch lots of small fish than it is 1 to 0 big fish. So I put 6-pound test on here, and I gotta tell you, it's working pretty well. It didn't at first. The fella at Bass Pro Shops that traded it out for me put a little too much on, and it was binding up and not reeling in very well at the last minute, but I ripped several yards off and now we're in business. It's actually pretty decent for a cheap spin cast. It's not as smooth as the Zebco 33 Gold Micro that I like so much, but it is a longer rod, so it's casting a little further, and it helps you stay further away from the water if you need to, and it's pretty smooth. It's winter in Texas. We're probably not going to catch a thing, but at least we had the opportunity to test it out, and we'll see if we can catch fish on it in the spring. But yeah, this is, I would call this at least a decent option for people that just want to get a rod to test it out, to try fishing out, that is, and don't want to spend a lot of money. Here we are right at sunset. Back to trying out the Zebco 33. This is a regular spin cast, a 6-foot long medium rod, and I've never had one, but this is the best-selling rod and reel combo. And hey, what's that? Is that a fish? That is a fish. Whoa! This is the first fish I've ever caught on this brand new Zebco 33. What do you know? We just switched over from a yellow rooster tail to a 1/6 white rooster tail. And what do you know? The first fish ever in Lake Lewisville, and it's a young largemouth bass. How about that? There you have it. First fish out of Lake Lewisville. Young largemouth bass, and now we've proven that the Zebco 33 will indeed catch at least one fish. Well, I had to come out here and do a new conclusion to this video. We took the Zebco 33 out a couple of months ago in the winter, and I just tested it out to make sure that it would cast well and retrieve well and everything, but it was too cold to catch any fish. Well, since then we went out to Lake Lewisville and it caught a ton of fish. We were able to catch quite a few largemouth bass and white bass with the Zebco 33. It comes standard with 10-pound monofilament. I had that taken off and I put 6-pound on there, and I did that because 6-pound monofilament is more difficult for smaller fish to see. So that will increase the likelihood that you may catch some sunfish or some crappie or things like that. I think that this is a good reel for a beginner to try, or a good reel for an old pro to have in their truck just in case their bait caster breaks. Some people say that a beginner should begin with a spinning reel. That's an open reel where you can see the line. I disagree with that. I think a beginner is best off with a spin cast. They say these are for kids, but I still catch a bunch of fish with them. You can tell it's a spin cast because they will have a metal or plastic cover keeping the line inside and keeping you from having to deal with a wad of line getting out of hand. They won't catch as big a fish as a bait caster or a spinning reel, but they're a lot of fun, they're easy to use, and the Zebco 33 has been great. It casts well, it casts far, it catches fish, and it's pretty smooth. I'm actually quite surprised. It actually hangs pretty well with the Zebco 33 Gold Micro that I like so much, but this is a bigger spool, so it's going to hold a lot more line. So City Escapes approved. The only downside is the line weight goes down to only 6 pounds, so you can't use 2 or 4, and the lure weight, it goes down to an 1/8, and it does a pretty good job with those. I'm getting better action from the lure when I use a 1/6 to a 1/4. That did catch white bass. That might be a little big for crappie. So I will say that the Zebco 33 Gold Micro is still my favorite ultralight because it can take smaller lures better, but this thing did all right. We'll continue to test it out. I'll try to catch catfish on it. I'll even put a fly on here at some point and we'll see if we can catch some sunfish. But overall, I'm pretty impressed. I don't think this is the best-selling rod in America because it's inexpensive. I think it's the best-selling rod in America because it's a pretty darn good spin cast reel for a beginner to use, or for a pro to use, just in case your spinning reel or bait caster gets all bound up on you right at sunset. Thank you so much for watching City Escapes. I hope that you got something good out of this video. We'll see y'all next time around.